Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again. Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.
Whiskey 0 Kilo Papa Hotel 59.
How do you do?
73, thanks.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we got some more work to do tonight. Oh, let's get on with it. So what is this? Episode 16. Antenna switcher. Stepper motor and fine tuning. Fine adjustments and to the design. So we can finalise it, try and finalise it, get it out of the way for now. Get the physical thing finished. Anyway, so last stream I was just waiting for something to finish printing and I had a bit of a problem with the continuity, so I went ahead and redesigned the spindle and ended up fine tuning it. Fine tuned it, as in lowering the metal strip a tiny bit and altering the wiring. Anyway, so it seems to touch okay now. Now, a ball bearing, when it's gone the stepper mode, it's a bit too much for it. So, I took the stepper motor, but when you have the stepper motor, take the ball bearing out because the stepper motor is going to switch it to the right place anyway. Let's just switch it on. Don't switch it on, take it apart. So we're gonna see. I'll show you what the problems are. So just powered this on. This thing is the Raspberry Pi Pico at the minute. It's controlling a stepper motor driver board, similar to a CNC stepper motor driver. Anyway, we can do stuff like press a button, press a button, press a button, press a button. Now it's got to the copper strip. It's not too bad as it stands now. You press another button, go back the other way. And if I press it again, it'll try and go to the feed line. But there's a stop there, so I'll press it anyway. And it just hits it and backs off slightly. Now you can see that it's not quite lined up. The copper strip is slightly off. Slightly off. So I need to alter the spindle slightly. And the coil of the wire feed is a little bit tight and it's pulling it back. So if I just disable, turn off the stepper motor a minute, pull out the feed. If I alter it manually, so if I just push manually and let go, it's just slightly back off the copper strip at the top here. So if I put it there and let go, just slightly back off. So it's down to, I think it's down to the open stop and the wires just a bit taut. So when you undo You can't see it very good, but as I go round, the wire uncoils round the shaft and it expands down here, and as you get all the way round, that's fully on the stop the one way. The wire is coming up, it's coming up, so we need some surfaces just to coil the wire around. So there's a few changes to do to the shaft, and also when I put one ball bearing in and the lid on the stepper motor, you can't turn it, so it's just too much for it. Whether I can alter the steps or do fine stepping, set it to 132 step, probably give it more torque, but it is a used motor, so I'm not too sure. Anyway, so I thought about getting rid of some of the ball bearing cups, just having the one bearing, but it can't cope with the one bearing. But the surface of the ball bearing is not actually spinning, it's just dragging. So what we want is the bottom of this to have a hole in it where that holds the bearing in place. I'll show you on the model better. I'll just show you on the model. I'm just going to disconnect that a second. Right, so let's get over to the drawing. If I haven't loaded it yet, let's load it now. The 3D model. So I've got a few changes to make, all trying to improve it incrementally. So these bearings, we only need, I put 4 in just to balance it as it turns, but it doesn't need it. It probably just needs 1. And we've got the one there at the front, which is nice to have because it'll push against the steel and actually make sure this is pushing down on that, even though they're not directly joined. So let's get rid of some stuff so we can see fixings. Yeah, so the shaft, it's all about the shaft at the minute. But I did test the continuity on the last stream, and it was alright. The problem is, if I bring back, hang on, if I just leave them on, sometimes that'll be slightly out this way and slightly out that way. Now these stops when it hits the pin, actually that fixings, let's put the fixings back a minute. Alright, so all I need to do is get rid of that one, change that, hold on, base aluminium, fixings on that's a fixing. Right, let's just take it out the fixing, so we can hide the fixings and leave that one. So where that stop is, it's quite tight on there, but when you go all around it's not, so I don't quite know why, because it's bang in the centre, supposed to be. If I look at it from this point of view, that's supposed to be in the centre of that. Now, whether it is or not, it does look it. Maybe it isn't. Maybe we haven't quite got it in the centre. Does look slightly out, doesn't it? Oh, it's yeah, no, it looks okay when you zoom in. It's when you zoom out. Anyway, so unless I've got the measurement here a bit wrong. So what we're going to do in this live stream, we're going to finalise some of this stuff. try to finish it off.
Ok, Z0 Italia, Italia Tango 59. Ciao, QFX.
So I might not need all these cups, and to get the wire to wind round, I thought about making a spindle slightly slimmer here. Slightly slimmer, because imagine you've got a certain length of wire from the feed over here. It's soldered on there and it winds round here, and then it comes up and solders to this here. And on my one it can slide in and out, so you have to adjust it manually, because I haven't finished, I haven't put a solder blob there to stop it moving. Once you adjust it, the idea is to put a solder blob on it to stop it slipping back in. The solder blob on the wire will stop it coming out. Anyway, there's that. Now, I think I think that's too close to the lid as well. On the, if I put the aluminium back, there's only a slight gap, and when I push it on, it's very close to touching, so it will sit down on the gap in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that up a touch. I'm going to bring it up 0.5 of a mil, and to compensate for that, I'm going to bring that up 0.5 of a mil. So then that's going to make it slightly bigger. The shoulder's still the same. That's all that matters. That just gives a bit of clearance. Now I don't need all these ball bearings. So if I don't need all the ball bearings, I don't need all the arms. When it's manual, you want the ball bearings, and when it's stepper motor driven, you don't need the ball bearings, because it's going to automatically go to the stepper motor will hold it in place, if you know what I mean. So going around this surface here, for some reason when it hits the pin, there's more slackness in it than this side. So I'm going to have to try to find out what is going on there. So let's just eye the actuator a minute. So unless that pin is not 3, I think the shaft of the, yeah, I think I know what it is. So I've made that 3 mil, but in reality the thread is 2.76 or something. So that, well, that would be okay that way. So let's tight on that way. But you want it tight on, but I think it's the wire that's pulling it. I'm pretty sure it's the wire. So anyway, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll give it a bit of clearance. Let's just idle the SO239s a minute. Well, that's in the real world. So this is not the real world. So the real world, it's a little bit tight there. When it's all the way around, there's a tiny gap. I don't know why. But anyway, I think I need to, I'll leave that alone. Yeah, leave that alone. And I'm going to change outside the stepper motor. Stepper motor, that one. Right, so that's okay, that's going to stick out as normal. Right, so the height is okay here. I need the wire, I need either a surface here to keep this wire down and in around here. So I also need it's okay going down, it's just whether it gets in the way of these runs. So I could do with a flat plane around it here.
November uniform again.
But at the same time, you've got to have your wire. Your wire's got to pass down in front of it. Yeah, because if it's down here, it doesn't matter if it winds out, but it's difficult to see on the model because I haven't got the wire. But I've got the wire. The wire's on this one. It comes in there. And as I go around, the wire gets smaller. Tell you what. Yeah, I can't show you from there. I'll tell you what, let's try and put the stepper motor in and I can alter it while we're having a look. So what I've got to try and work out is how we're going to do it. So I'm going to work this out. So I just need to make a bit of space. Move this over here. Have to move the mouse a bit. Right, okay. So we want to watch what's going on to come up with the idea what we're going to do with it. Right, so you can see the wire getting tight. It's getting tighter that way. See how it backs off when I try to go again? It just bounces back off randomly. Now if I go the other way, then it throws it out until it hits the stop. The stop is the home position. So I've just positioned it there now, and if you look at the copper strip, it's just slightly over. And see, and then all the rest are slightly under because it was on. It's slightly over, slightly too far. So I need to make it so it can't go. If I go this way, if I move it manually, like that, you can't see, can you? Yeah, so it's lined up, the copper strip is lined up with a pin, and if I come, hang on, I've went the wrong way then, oh that's, yeah, so if I line it up, so it's lined up manually, then I go the other way. No, I'm still going the wrong way, hang on. Right, so if I start there, it's difficult to hold it square and that. And if I pulse it that way, it's bang on. If you see the copper strip, hang on, let's try and get the focus in. If I move my head out of the way. Yeah, so that's a good view of it. It's bang on, the strip is. Alright, I'll go the other way. See, once it's bang on, it's bang on. Is it bang on? Almost bang on, yeah. Yeah, but if I hit the stop, like go again, one more, it bounces off. See that? It's the shock of trying to go against the stop. So now I'm not lined up. It's alright at the minute. And you can just hold it in if you want to go all the way. So I need to zoom in to find out what's going on.
Delta Kilo 5, Juliet Whiskey 59.
The stop is underneath the. I'll tell you what, let's take the pointer off a minute. So I've got rid of the pointer so we can see what's going on.
Roger, Hotel Alpha 5, Bravo Zulu Radio 59, thank you.
Yeah, it's slightly off there.
Echo Vol 3, Whiskey,
and if I go the up, keep trying to go round, it hits the stop.
India Foxtrot Kilo, I need the prefix.
And if I have to do it manually, hang on.
Mike 3, India Foxtrot.
Right, so if I moved it manually, my arm's killing holding this.
Papa 3, Delta Whiskey,
go on, you can focus. 59. Go on. Focus.
Thank you, QFF.
I should put manual focus on. Right, so if you go,
Number 5 again.
you can see it's spot on until I hit a stop.
Echo 3, Whiskey Alpha.
So stepper motor's moving okay,
Echo
but if
Mexico
I hit a
again.
stop, go the wrong way,
Delta Lima 4 X-ray Mexico 59.
the stop is there to act as a stop. So what I might have to do is when I've hit the stop, it turns it off,
Echo Alpha again.
so I can either keep track of it,
Radio Alpha again.
I can either keep track of where it is after it's hit the stop. I'd have to presume, yeah, I'd have to presume that it's, I'd have to wind it back enough clicks that wherever it is, if it's all the way clockwise, I'll wind it anti-clockwise, and up 7 clicks, so, and then 8. Then the idea of the home position was to hit it and line itself up, but it's actually bouncing off. Right, let's ask ChatGPT what we can do about that. Right, so I'm gonna just see if it can give me an idea of what we can do about that. Might say got to adjust something or change to micro stepping. Stepper.
Thank you. Good luck. Echo Golf 3, Whiskey Alpha.
Stepper motor hits
Tango Delta again.
a stop. A physical
Oscar Kilo 1, Tango Delta. Kilo
stop.
59. Cover 3, thank you. QRT.
It backs off
Papa Alpha 3, Delta Papa 59.
an undetermined, unknown, or it backs off at a random amount, so it is hard to use a physical stop as a home position. See what it says about that. This behaviour is very typical. When a stepper hits a hard stop, it loses steps unpredictably because the rotor can no longer follow the commanded magnetic field. When you back off afterwards, the controller thinks it knows where it is, but the motor's real position has drifted by an unknown amount. That's why a plain physical stop is a poor homing reference by itself. Here are reliable ways to solve it from simplest to most robust. Use a limit switch. Right. Recommended standard solution. Place a micro switch, optical interrupter or hall sensor slightly before the physical stop. Home procedure. Move towards the switch slowly. Homing procedure. Move towards the switch slowly. I tell you, yeah, so we could use, instead of going up at 45 degrees, just move 1 degree. Yeah, that's worth trying, so we can move it. I've got no way of knowing once it hits the stop. So unless I pulse it 7 times at 45 degrees back, assume it hits the stop. Sensorless stall detection, that's what I'm trying to do now. If your driver supports it. Drivers like so and so can detect small current rise. Yeah, well, I'm already got the potentiometer on the stepper motor driver adjusted just for enough current to move the motor. Otherwise it gets too hot. Use a compliant mechanical stop. Anyway, I've got an idea. So if once we've gone, we'll assume we're on fully clockwise. Once we're reversed back 7 45 degrees, 7 lots of 45 degrees, then from there on we micro step 1 degree at a time. Yeah, so it drops into 1 degrees at a time. Right, let's see if we can alter the program a bit then. Yeah, let's do that. So we're on micro steps 4. So we need to count, we need to do a bit of a thing where it goes homes all the way back when it first sets up. Right, so we'll do that. So the first press does a home. So we'll put a variable here. Let's have a variable. Oh, still catching up with installing. So let's put a variable here. Let's say bool first button press. Let's say first button press is false. So what we're going to do,
negative, I cannot
let's say first button pressed is false. Right, so we're going to go down here. We need to do a digital right 5. So rotate it. So it's going to rotate it. That's clockwise, and I think this is anti-clockwise. Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll micro step on this a separate button for now to see if it works. So digital right 10 high. So we're going to go in the minus. That's the LED, so that's fine. Yeah, we're not going to rotate it so many clicks. Well, we might do that. Well, we'll use that. We'll use that. So we're going to go minus rotate. We're going to go minus 1 with a delay of 500. Right, so we're just going to go in the direction of minus 1, and we'll say we only want to do it once per press, one time per press. So it'll just do it once. Hang on, if I is less than 1, it'll just do once. Yeah. Okay. We want to go to the minus 1 instead of minus 45. Because if we only tell it to move once, because we've previously telling it to move 45 degrees, so it's whatever steps that is. So we only want it to move 1 degree now. Right, we'll give that a try. Yeah, so let's give that a try. Let's, we've enabled that button, the second button in. Right, let's just upload that. Anyway, I want to alter the motor stepper motor add-on as well, so you don't have to take the unit apart to add. So the minute you've got to change the screws out and almost disassemble it. Right, let's have a look at what this is doing now. Right, so let's get the stepper motor around there. Right, you can't see this. I suppose I need to bring it back over here. The stepper motor cable's a bit short on this. So let's just press the middle one, see what it does. Yeah, it's just going micro stepping back. You're blurred, so hang on. So let's go all the way back to the physical end. That's it there. So I've micro stepped and it's slightly off. So if I use the other button, that's it. That'll work. Oh no, it's just suddenly gone back. Yeah, as soon as I hit the stop, it flicks back an arbitrary amount. It's still okay though. Yeah, it's still enough on the strip. So it's not flicking back.
Ciao, ciao. Oscar Echo 6.
Yeah,
Bravo
flicks
India,
back a
Delta
tiny
Papa,
bit.
5 and 9.
Yeah, that's okay. It's keeping it on the track.
Okay,
So,
73, good evening. Echo Golf 3. Whiskey,
so when it gets to
Whiskey
7, so
Papa 9,
when it
India,
gets to
Echo Kilo
7,
59. Thank you, QFS.
see how much it goes back there.
Sierra Papa 9,
No, we don't care about that one, so we only want to know.
Good luck, QFS.
Maybe we could do the same there.
Sierra Papa 2 again.
So when it gets to the extreme, the start and then the end of the 7 bands, we could get to do a little juggle, 4 pulses, single step.
Mike 7 again.
Yeah. Okay, let's track that then.
Mike 7 Papa X-Ray Zulu 59.
Let's track that. We'll track that. So we'll do.
Sierra Papa 6.
We'll try and track the position of it.
Sierra Papa 6 Tango Lima.
So we've got our. We didn't use our first button press yet, so we didn't need that. So what we're going to do now is I don't know whether you can see this. Should zoom in. Can you see it? Maybe a bit boring if you can't see it. Right. So we'll create a variable. We'll just keep it simple. Make it an int, and we'll call it antenna selected. Right. So we'll create we'll create antenna selected, and we'll just say we'll say it equals 0 for now, but we're gonna make a let's make a type reference. Yeah, let's make a type reference. Oh, tell you what, we won't bother with that yet. We'll just say 0 is unknown, and what selected 1 is first band, and then 7 is the last one. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to run the. It won't know which. We're going to have to do a setup, so I'm going to have to do a bit of a. Let's just put a bit of a function in here. So right, well, so shall say void for now. So using global variables, we're going to say yeah. So we're going to I'll just call it home switcher. Okay, void home switcher. Right, so to home the switcher, we'll be able to run it at will. So we're going to do so to home it, we'll do something like this. Oh, we want the 4 next. So yeah, so home switcher, we're going to do 4 next loop. Alright, let's just do 4. We don't need this bit. Right, so we're going to home it, so we need to go 7 lots of backing up, because we don't know where it was left off. So when you power it up, it's going to have to rotate it back 7. Once it's done the 7, we need and it will need to go 45 degrees. And then we're going to we don't need the half a second delay, but it gives us a chance to do something else. Maybe stop it if we have to. So we're just going to now tell you what, we'll use the same 4 next again, copy it over there. Right, so this time we're going to go 5 times, because I noticed it gave it 5 pulses of 1.
Sierra 59.
So -1 5 times, and on the 5th puts it square on. So there's that home switcher function.
Whiskey Mike Alpha, prefix again.
So when it first boots up, it enables it.
Whiskey Mike Alpha 59.
Right, so we're gonna, what we're doing here else enables the step on. Yeah, so we'll call that at the end of the setup.
United Sierra 5,
Home the switcher. Right, so and then you're able to do other stuff with it. Let's see if that'll work. We still haven't used that one because we're not doing it off the button now. We're doing it off. Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get rid of that one. We're not using it, so we're going to put button 3 instead of having it rotate -1. Or we can use button 4, which we're not using. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We don't have a 4th one at the minute. Okay. So we've got 3 outputs. Okay. I've got 4 buttons on it, but not programmed. So we can always program that, but we'll leave that. So we're going to use the middle one to home the thing again. Yeah, so once it's already booted up, we can home it at will. So it'll be, won't be that one, it'll be this one here. So instead of doing all this, we'll just run the home switcher yet again. Okay, let's just upload that. Upload that to the pico. Shouldn't really find an error, I don't think. Oh, we've not even used the switcher. Yeah, we've not used that variable we set up there. But we could do. I'll tell you what, let's put that in for now. Let's do that. So once it's homed, once we home the switcher, we'll put in the function. We know the position. Antenna selected equals 0. Actually, it equals 1. 0 if it's never been homed. Yeah, so once it's homed, it'll set it. And all we've got to do is when we go right, let's do a bit of a thing here. So we'll do an if statement. If antenna selected is equal to 0. Right. If it's 0, we're going to once we pulsed it 45 degrees right, we've said to we'll make antenna selected equals plus plus. So we're going to increment the antenna. That's all we're going to do. Yeah. If it was 0, actually we want to do plus plus all the time, don't we? Yeah. So that just goes right. So I mean, we can do. I tell you what, we'll use that as a stop. So if antenna selected is less than or equal to 1, go plus plus. If it's less than, no, it can't be. Less than or equal to. It's less than or equal to 7. No, if it's less than 7, go plus plus. That's all we got to do there. And we go plus, go minus. Yeah, so we'll do another one here. If antenna selected is greater greater than 1,
Sierra Papa 1 Tango Alpha Kilo
then
59.
minus minus, so that's it.
73, thanks, you are
Go. We'll keep a track of the antenna selected, and if it's
Mike India 0
homed,
Tango
it will
Alpha
set it to
59.
0. Yeah, homed, we'll set it to 0. No. Yeah, set it to 1. Yeah, hang on, there's a problem there. So if it's greater than 1, yeah, then take it to 1. If it's less than 7, take it to 7. Okay, and if it's not less than 7, it won't do anything. Just sit there. Right, that'll do. Let's give that a go. Just re-upload that after them small changes.
Good luck, thank you, Ahmed. Echo Golf 3, Whiskey Alpha.
Okay, right, let's have a look. See what goes on with it.
Whiskey Alpha, Kilo Z.
Oops, what have I done? What have I done? Have I just cancelled the stream? No. Gotta be careful what I'm doing with this mouse. Oh, I just switched it. Yeah, oh, that's right. God. Okay, so here we go. So I've rebooted, and it should have homed itself, shouldn't it? Did it? And without me watching, maybe? Anyway, so if I do plus, so I've done plus. No, it's still not tracking it, is it? Let's go into the minus. Yes, that's antenna 1. It's still going. It's not working. Hang on, let's try. Let's go forward. Let's see if it'll do a homing. Yeah. So it didn't do the homing at the start. I didn't see it. Right, let's. So if it's home now, I shouldn't be able to go minus anymore. Oh, I can. That is weird. Right, something not quite going right with the code. Let's have a look. Something going on with the code. Let's try and get this right. So we're in setup. Home the switcher. Right, so hang on.
Echo Golf 3, Whiskey Alpha.
So it's doing, yeah, it's clicking fort. Don't think it's running that. Is it running that? Enable status of have I got to enable? Hang on, maybe I've written something in here. Energize the coil, stepper disabled. Stepper. Oh, stepper enabled, so that's why. Never enabled it. So, yeah, I've got to enable it first. I'm only enabling it after, so I need to enable it first from here. Right, let's enable that. But it should still have, yeah, it should still have pulsed it. Home the switcher, antenna selected equals 1. Then home the switcher, so it equals 1 after it's been homed. Oh. No, so I know what's happening. I should have put that there.
Okay, Sierra Papa 9, India Tango Alpha, Roger.
Yeah, I'm actually telling it to still pulse without stopping it. So I need to put that as part of the program.
Sierra Papa 3, November Golf Lima 59.
Right, that's it. It's still doing the pulsing, and the same down here. All I was doing is incrementing that, but not stopping it.
Sierra Papa 2, Delta Tango Oscar 59. A 7-3,
Right,
thank you.
okay, hang on.
Echo Golf 3, Whiskey Alpha.
Right, so that'll do it now.
Thank you from Echo Golf 3,
And
Whiskey
that's
Alpha.
just switching it
Echo
off.
Guatemala 3, Whiskey Alpha. You want that?
Okay, that should work.
Golf Mike 1, Radio Oscar.
Get rid of that, don't need that there.
Golf Mike 1, Radio Oscar Mike 59.
Stepper disable. You can disable the stepper from being energised. I'm not doing that at the minute. I just enable it and then leave it there. Right. Okay, let's try that. Try that.
Yes, sir. Mike 6, Papa Delta Radio 59. 73, thank you. Sierra Papa again. Sierra Papa 9,
I can see it going. It's already going. It's already doing its thing.
Thank you, Alfred.
Right. It actually did it, and the copper strip is lined up. It's lined up, so I'll go. Let's go the other way. Hang on. Which way is the other way? It won't let me go the one way. I can only go the correct way. It won't let me go any further. So if I press home now, I'm not doing anything, it's home itself. And it's going to try to do the 4 clicks and it's on. And I can't go minus no more, but I can go the other way. Let's just try it a few times. Back and forward, see if it loses its position. It shouldn't do. The whole idea of a stepper motor is to be... I'm just holding the button now for rotating right. I'm holding it in. It's doing it all, and I've still got it in, and I've got it held in, and I've still got it held in, I've still got it held in. So if I do a home, I'm not doing anything now, it's doing itself. It's hit the stop because it's tried to go 45 degrees and didn't know where it was. Only when you home it, let's just have a look. Oh yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. You can't see it. Let's try and do it again. So I'll go one at a time. Yeah, it's blurred. I can alter the camera, but it will focus if I do that. If I can hold it still. Try and block my hands out. God, it's not going to work. Oh, come on. Anyway, so yeah, we can do a home. That's a home now. So it'll do 3 single step clicks as it increments towards the thing. Now, is there anything left on it? Hang on, let's see if I can. Yeah, it's slightly under. Yeah, so it's slightly under. So it wants to keep going a few more. So I'll tell you what, we'll alter the program a little bit more. Right, where it does the homing, I told it to do less than 5, so it wants to do 5, doesn't it? So say less than 6. So it's going to implement, pulse it 1 degree, 5 times. 5 times 1 degree. So I'll just compile that. I'll get this ready. When it finishes, I'll switch over to it. You'll watch it home straight away. It's already in the home position. So it's going to do 7 at 45 degrees, and it's going to do 5 at 1 degree. So it's slightly over now, slightly towards the feed, so it's gone a little bit over, but that is the physical stop. So I can go the other way. That's the end of it. What's that like? That's slightly under. Yeah, because it's slightly under, because the stop allowed it to go over. That's why I need to alter that stop. I told on the start of the stream, I said we need to make that a little bit thicker, the side of it. But then we go the other way. It's slightly, yeah. So that's slightly over the other way. So they do need to be slightly thicker. The stops need to be slightly thicker. And that hasn't actually gone all the way over, but it's stopping me within the program now. So once it gets, yeah, I'll tell you what we can do. Alter the program again slightly. So when it gets to what it thinks is 7, if you press it again. Hi Andy, looks great. Thanks mate, thanks. Welcome to the live stream. Having a good weekend. Yeah, just messing with the program. I've got to alter the shaft a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is just, when it gets to the, it thinks it's, yeah, so when we get to, if it's less than 7, it'll do this, and if it's not less than 7, we want it to, let's just do an else here. Do an else, and we're going to do some more code here. Right, so we're gonna, instead of taking it 45 degrees, we're gonna take it plus one degree. So if I keep pressing it, it'll only take it 1. So I'll be able to home it to the final stop. Yeah, so do that. So if it's less than 7, it'll take it 45 degrees. If it's happens to be on the 7 or above, which it'll never get above 7, but it'll just take it 1 degree. So that will home it that way, and then we need to do the same again down here. So we need another one here. That's to format it for me, so we want to do the same again here. And it doesn't matter about changing the antenna selected, because it's still going to end up being that, it's not going to minus the antenna, it's still the same selected because you're on the stop. Right, okay, yeah, that'll do it. So we've got +1, yeah, let's try it. Just upload that. Yeah, it's, I need to buy some more SO239s, I think. Yeah, I want to modify the. It's already going into action here. It's that home position. Right, let's get back over to this bit. As soon as it boots up, it does the setup, the home. Right, so now, hang on, let's put it that way up. Hang on, let's keep it the same way. So we're down here with the contact. If I do a home, yeah, it's going to it let me go only 1 pulse at a time. Yeah. So I can go the other way. When it gets to the end, it won't do 45 degrees. It'll do one degree. As soon as it hits a stop, it does 1 degree instead of 45, which means it won't kick off so much. Yeah. So if I can alter the stop now, the stop is just a little bit too much. See, if I let that carry on, it'll take it slightly over. That's continuously pulsing.
Good luck. Echo Golf 3, Whiskey
That's actually
Alpha.
below. See that one,
Echo Alpha 4,
that stop
India,
there,
59.
it's on the physical stop. There's nowhere for you to go. It's not quite lined up.
Echo Golf 3,
It's a
Whiskey,
little bit
Whiskey
out.
Alpha.
But if you look at the strip,
Golf Mike 40,
it's the strip that's got a bit of play in it. There, if I push the strip that way,
Echo Golf 3, Whiskey Alpha.
yeah, it's just a little bit out because that player put in the.
Echo Alpha 7, Yankee,
Yeah, there's a little bit too much play. Yeah,
confirma,
you can't see it, but if I show you this, if I try and move this, the strip,
Okay, 59 también,
see
gracias.
that there? It will actually move. The shaft stays where it is. And it's the strip that's got some play inside the plastic keep of the shaft, so I need to reduce the size of that a little bit to stop it moving. If you're going to be accurate on the stepper motor, we need to get rid of that bit of play there. Yeah, you can see it better if I grab it like that and shake it back and forth. It's not a lot, but it's actually yeah, it's just where I push it in. So I need to modify that shaft. So let's think what I need to modify then. So now it could be the way it was drilled. So the stop on full clockwise to antenna 7 is too tight. No, it's not too tight. It's the metal's not being held straight. Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's the coil is too tight and it's pulling the copper strip. There's imagine the copper strips in a box, and it's able to do that. Now, because the cable is soldered to the back and it's full tight coiled round the shaft, it's able to distort the copper strip a bit. But I could make the gap less anyway. We need to do something with the barrel, so the wire wraps round the shaft at a smaller diameter, and also we need a roof on it, so the wire, when it unravels, like starts to unravel, it's getting towards the slackness is getting towards the pins, and it's riding up over that one almost. So if I need a bit of plastic to keep that down below. Yeah. Okay. Right, so another thing I wanted to do is design this piece, this and the shaft and the spacer, so you can add it to a manual one of these. So you can get a manual one, and you, instead of undoing the manual one with these 4 fixings, leave the original fixings intact, but have the ability to fasten somewhere else 2 additional, 4 other fixings. So you leave that as it is, and you just push this onto the end and put your fixing on. So it means more brass inserts and a redesign of this base, but it doesn't matter. Right. Anyway, so we'll leave the program there for now. That program will have to be transferred over to so we'll leave it there. I'll just save that. So we'll transfer that program over to an ESP32, a wireless version. That Pi Pico. I've got an Ethernet based one of them as well, but one with an Ethernet socket. So we'll leave that. We'll put it on an ESP32 with a web interface eventually. We'll have to do a HTML5 web page with sort of a pictorial representation of a plan view of the switch, and then you can watch the thing we've got no real way of knowing where it is, but if we use the home position, it's basically got a home position and a fully anti-clockwise home position, and it's got a fully clockwise position. And now it doesn't necessarily know when it's hit it, but when you're homing it, you just got a. It's got a current thing on the stepper motor, so it doesn't matter if you hit a stop. So the only way you'll know where it is, you'll have to just assume that it's at position 1. If you want to go to position 7, it's going to home clockwise to position. It's going to go all the way. It'll back off all the way to position 1 and assume it's hit the stop, and then micro step it to the stop. I've got to hold the stop, and then going the other way, it's going to assume the same thing. So that's the control, but the stepper motor should have full control of it anyway. It's just a matter of tinkering around with these stops to get this right. So let's get over to this. So the wire comes out of there, and at the minute it winds around here, and it comes back, and it's soldered to there. And when you go all the way clockwise to the last one, which is there, that plastic hits the stop. You've got a bit of wobble space. Let me just get rid of all that a minute. The wobble space on the strip is here. You've just got a little bit. It doesn't show too well there, but my strip, it's got a bit of play. But what I've done, and as the coil of wire is tightening up, it's pulling this that way, which is pushing this that way and taking up any little bit of play. But that's not showing the play there. Now, is that because I haven't modelled it based off the original 4.75? Let me just see. Got to try and measure the strip. Get the calipers on it. I thought I did that right, but let's just see what I have got. Right, let's just measure their strip. Right, 4.45. Yeah, so I haven't quite. Yeah. 4.35, hang on. 4.3. So that I've got a bit of play because I've overestimated it. So what I've done is I've made this actually wider than it is, just to give us some play. So I need to lose a little bit of that. Hang on. It's not quite a representation of the real thing. So they've left me with nobody to listen to. And it's gone. Have we lost HF? I think we've lost HF. Dead. Oh well, let's turn off HF, get rid of HF, put on some VHF, UHF. We've lost HF. I don't know what difference the night time makes. Obviously does, but anyway. Right, so I need to. I'll say this is 4.3. So I need to get rid of. Let's say 4.35. Let's get rid of 4. No. Yeah. Let's get rid of 4. So 0.2 of a mil per side. Let's just put it into that position, and so right now I'm gonna have to get rid of. It's gonna be awkward, isn't it? Because I've already chopped the corners off. Right, so I need to. How am I going to do that without affecting that? I'll have to do it manually. Right, let's do it manually then. So this copper strip comes out of a relay. If you're wondering where it came from, it came out of a relay. So I need to come this way, 0.2, and this way, 0.2, and hopefully that'll give me 4.35. Yeah. Okay, so in that case, well, I could just move. Hang on, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll grab that, move it this way, 0.2. That 0.2. I have to go and do the back now. Alright, I've got to do some altering to this spindle. I've got a few spindles now. I'll just finish altering this. I'll show you these spindles. I did put them in the bin, but I thought, well, it's a bit like how it evolved. So I don't know how interesting it is, but I thought I'll keep it for now. Right, so that's okay there. So I should be able to bring the side in. Oh no, it needs to move, doesn't it? Right, can I just move that? Alright, I've lost track of it now. It's not big enough to rotate around. Right, let's try it from this end. So, well, I'll just move it in. Yeah, I'll just bring it into there. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Hang on then, let's do a different way. Let's just manually move it in. Hopefully it'll... Yeah, hopefully it's done the right thing. Yeah, it looks okay. Right, let's do the other side now. Yeah, so this relay, obviously if this is based on a certain relay, I don't know if that relay is typical of these connectors on a relay, or whether you've got to get that particular relay. But it will do. You can get another 2 strips out of it. I'll just pull one out. Yeah. But I'll put the number of it on somewhere at some point, so when we do like a bill of materials. Right, let's just grab these bits here and move it. Oops. Right, let's just move it in. Okay. Let's get rid of these. So we should be now 4.35, that's more like it. Yeah. Okay, so we've done the 4.35. Now we've got to go and shrink. This is what I was getting in real life. So when the feed wire soldered to there and it was wrapping, it was tugging on this. And it's tugging on that and pulling the back that way. We're making the front go this way. And just because it got a little bit of space there and there. So what I need to do is probably just go in here, bring that back 0.2 of a mil, and that one back 0.2 of a mil to get rid of the play out of it. Yeah, so the play should have gone now. Yeah, there is a bit of play up and down. I'm not too bothered about that. It's so because it has to print the waffle, and I have trouble getting the waffle out. Even at that, it was a bit better. So I'll leave it like that. Right, so that bit's done. So that'll get rid of that. It'll get rid of a bit of the tugging, but the wire is still unwrapping larger than the diameter I want it to when it goes back to antenna position 1. So to get rid of that, I need to make this center shaft slightly, this bit here, slimmer. So how do I do that? Yeah, I need to make that center yeah, these need to be, yeah, a little bit. I think they were alright, weren't they? No, they were actually okay. So it was that was moving, and I thought I had a bit of play left. Let's have another look though. Another look on here. So I can do it by just manoeuvring this. So that's on the stop. Yeah, you can see it slightly over. It's not parallel. So I need a bit more meat on the back of that one. So let's just bring it round a bit. Coil it up. And that one's actually straight there. So that's straight. It's just the wire tugging on it. Is it straight? Yeah, it's straight. Just go back the other way and back that way. It is actually straight. So it's the other one that's not straight. Yeah, it's able to go slightly over. So the back of that one needs a bit of. I need to find out where the discrepancy is. Alright, let's find out where the discrepancy is. So let's put these back in. So that's fully clockwise there onto antenna 7, and that was okay. But when you go anti-clockwise, for whatever reason, when this side hits this side of the pin, it's going slightly out. So have I got something wrong there? Geometry wise, let's have a look. Try and work out where the problem is. Let's try to. Have I got something wrong? Maybe. No, can't see it. They are on angles though. They are on a bit of an angle. Maybe the angle's slightly wrong. 3.776. 3.776. What about from here to there? 6.466. 6.466. All looks good. But nevertheless, this needs. Must be the way I've just put my screw in. I did line it up as a template, so I could easily add a bit, but then I'd have to leave the one there. It didn't make sense. Right, so I don't know where the problem is on that one. And this could just be an arch as well. This could. So I don't quite get that. Let's just see if that's in the middle. It is in the middle. So everything checks out there, so it must be the screw. The fact that yeah, so because it wasn't machined, that bottom pin, I put the top aluminium on. I put it over it, screwed it all together, and I basically drilled it by hand through. I may have been off slightly. So what I'll do, I'll have to mill that out again. I'll mill that bottom piece out again. So this piece here, I'll mill it out again. Because this one's lining up, because I manually did this hole. Everything else was CNC. That is obviously too far this way, because the other stuff checks out. So we're using the same pin for both stops. Anyway, this I'm just trying to make it as perfect fit as I can. Even though it's all the way minus and it's slightly off here, it's still enough contact on it. But obviously you don't want to go. The only way I'll know is if I mill this out again, this plate. I'll mill that plate out again. Right, so what about the coil of the wire now? So the coil of the wire, it starts life here, goes round there and solders up to there. But the length of the wire, it's running out of length and it's tugging on this. So what I need it to do, this bit here I could do with this bit slightly less girth, the diameter, so the wire has got somewhere to coil around. Plus I'm going to be putting probably like a disc on the bottom and a disc on the top so the wire can track it. But the disc it can't be a full disc because the wire's got to come out of this one down and round, so it's more of a guide. Yeah, so if I have a bit of a guide, so let's see, let's try and all this other stuff's okay. So I need to go into this. Let's just square it up there. Right, so if I bring up the bottom, I need an equal amount from the top of this. So I've got 8.03. So what I'll do is, if I copy that 8.03, so it needs a sort of a maximum, it needs to clear the thing. So I need the first one to be about there. Let's say 6 mil. So I'll grab that there, make a copy of it, and move it up 6 mil. Then we need another one. It can almost be under that. Yeah, almost. So we don't want it right on it though. We want it slightly under, or it could be on it. We don't want it to be part of it. So let's see where the next 11 mil, 12. So go 11 mil. 11 mil. So if I get another one. Get another one of them and 11 mil. That's it. So what we need now is need a smaller diameter here. Right, so I'm going to have to break this up, I think. If I do that, I'm going to lose. Oh no. Can I select? Yeah, I can select just that. That's okay. Right. So I'm going to have to select that. That's going to be a wire spindle plate sort of thing. I've got to be careful though, because I've got the inner wall of the shaft spindle going up there, so I can't get rid of it all. So I need to reduce the outer bits somehow. Maybe I can do it with, keep the old stuff there for a while, go in X-ray mode. Yeah, so I can only go as, I've got to have some girth still left on it. So I can only go a little bit. Yeah. So I'll just go a little bit. Right, let's put a circle on it. I need to get that into a position where it's not going to be in anyone's way. There it is. Right, so I've got let's see where we can get to. Right, what's that? That'll be that. Yeah, there's still enough on that. 1.5.2. Let's say 5.2. 5.2, which is 10.4. So there's the new one. Can I pull that down? I can't from there. Right, so I need to bring that down. Or I could manually do it. I'll tell you what, we could manually do it. Let's manually do it. So 5.2. And then I could put a structure from there to there. I'd have to go round and just fill this in. Once I've got this in, I can get rid of the outer bit. Yeah, so it's starting to fill it in. Yeah. And I can get rid of the lines in a minute. If I do a smooth, right, so go rotate it round. Yes, get the rest filled in. It's a bit of a weird way of doing it. I don't want to lose the rest of the model. See, so it'll probably be quicker to do it this way than it would be to collapse it all and start again. So it'll give us somewhere for the cable to go around. Oh, I've got nothing on. Okay, let's listen to the airplanes. It's horrible sitting here with nothing to listen to.
184 Hotel, flight level 360
On this radio, the SDX and the ASP works on there as well. If I press it, it's gone quiet now.
Jet speed 193, you can expect level 130, level 5 Biffin.
I'll leave it on that for a bit. If it gets too low a signal, you can't hear it. It starts garbling it.
130 at Biffin for jet speed 193. London, good evening, November 901 Golf 410 NGX. November 901 Golf, thanks, to Zurich 1 Lima arrival.
So your SDX and your ASP works on AM as well, not just FM. Right, so we've got that there. Right, we've got something there. Right, we need to get rid of the outer bit now. Let's just delete the outer bit, see what happens. Oh, that worked out okay, considering it left everything else intact. Let's just smooth it, see what happens. Hopefully it'll lose a lot of the lines. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the lines got rid of. We've still got surfaces, that's good. We don't want a sharp surface, so we've got wire going into it, so we need like a bevel. Although, no, that's going to be, I'm going to splay it out a bit. So we won't have to do that yet. Right, let's just come out of X-ray mode so we can see if there's anything. Yeah, we've got some surfaces to. We've got no surface there. So
London 901 Golf.
nor there.
Good.
So we are going to need a surface. And that one's come a bit weird there, so what I'll do is put a line back from there to there, there to there, and then I can reverse the face, and then I can, should I just get rid of the line actually? Nope, don't get rid of the line. Let SketchUp get rid of it by smoothing. Yeah. Okay. Right, we still haven't got the surface here, so we're going to have to get that surface back. So the only way I can do that is X-ray mode. Let's get on here, and we want to come to there, and we'll come out a bit further. Yeah, so we want to come out a bit further.
183, turn right 5 degrees.
Not sure how far we could do with knowing.
Brandon 90 uniform X-ray,
Might
contact
be
Cardiff 125.855, g'day.
might have to be an incremental change. What about if we just go with that size there? Yeah. Right, so we'll go with that size there, and we need one for the top. So yeah, we want one for the top now. No, because there's structure there. That's it. Right, we want to go again to there, or to that one, so they're both the same. Right, so we've got those two. Let's come out of X-ray mode. So we've got surfaces now. Yeah, we've got surface. It's got 0 thickness. So I don't want to encroach on the space between there. So what I want to do is use the thickness going up and away. So let's see how much can we have? 1.5. Let's keep it small. Let's just, 'cause it's only got to guide the wire. So let's just go. Let's go 1.2. 1.2. Tell you what, I've got to be a bit careful here. Let's not do that, because we've got to allow for not catch the wire. Let's come out a minute. We've got to make sure that the feed is capable of coming down here and winding round here. Yeah, there's plenty of gap there, look. Yeah. So it's like a spool. A spool, so we can keep the wire contained, so it doesn't come up over these, it doesn't go down over this.
Can expect flight level 18.
So it gives us a bit of spec on it. Yeah.
Ready to level 270, expect
But it is gonna come out. Needs to be wider, I think, because when the wire the wire is a certain length, and as it unwinds, it starts to pass underneath this here. So, but it's a guide we're after. As long as the wire, where it's coming out, these push the wire here, so it's in the clear space instead of coming out. So we'll try it like that. We might have to make one more if it's no good. Yeah, try it like that. So if we're going to do that, we might as well.
SB 193, turn right head 105.
We might as well join it to that, hadn't we?
Right 105, jet speed 193.
Yeah, might as well join it, that surface, to that. So we'll go up to there. Might as well. Yeah, might as well do that. And this one, and it might as well do that one. Yeah. We want on the same thickness, really. What you got there? 1.4, so 1.453. 1.5. You might as well just put it on. Saves the structure. Right, so we'll do that.
London Road, 187 uniform, Barracks, Addon flight level 200.
No, that's not the one.
187 uniform,
Let's get this one.
Wallasey, climb flight level 280. Right, Wallasey, climb flight level 280, UC 187 uniform.
I've got to try and zoom into that.
Flight level 3602, passing.
Right, what's that like? It doesn't look right. Why does that look like it's a gap? There is a gap. Maybe that's where the discrepancy was. No. So that's higher than the back. No, it's a tiny bit in it. Yeah, there's a little bit problem. Okay, so we'll alter that then to match this. We'll make this part of the stop. Alright, so we're okay there. We've got our thickness. We need to integrate the faces with the model now. Let's do that before we go too far.
Jet speed 193,
Integrate, intersect the faces of the model.
Flight level 170, jet speed 193.
What that do is it gives me the edge there and there. Alright, now I've got to get rid of that now. Nope, that's got rid of something else. Yeah, something not quite right. We've got too much going on here. Yeah. The polygon's not quite right here, look, see that? Yeah, it's not quite right. Something went wrong with the polygon. What went wrong? We've got a rogue thing there as well. Right, hang on, let's undo a bit of that then. So undo, intersect. Yeah, it created a few things when I intersected it. We don't want rogue stuff going into it, so we're going to have to modify this design a bit. Yeah, we've got some weird geometry here now. Oh, since I expanded them, I've got some geometry. So let's see if we can smooth it. Yeah, we got rid of some weird geometry. Yeah, so you have to break it before you can fix it. If you want to adjust it, yeah, it's created something there as well. Alright, what's it done there? I think I had that last time, didn't I? I said leave it. Alright, can I get rid of that? Yeah, and that. And can't get rid of that because that's on the surface. Yeah, that's right, I know what I need to do with that. I need to just bring that to there. And that
jet speed 193,
there.
turn left heading 100 degrees, descend to flight level 130.
And that
100
to there.
and descend to 130 for jet speed 193.
That to there. And then I can join that up to there. And join that up to there. And I can get rid of this other bit. Can I? Where has it gone? Yeah, it's inside. Oh, hang on. I've lost it now. Where was I? Down here. Yeah, I've got to get rid of that rogue bit. It's OCD more than anything. Right. Let's get rid of that. Can I get rid of that? And yeah, that and that and that and that. And now that. Yeah. That's better.
Very good. Evening, Ryanair C54 Tango, planning cycle 160.
Sign this end.
Ryanair 354 Tango, good evening. Flying at level 240. 240 Ryanair 354. 9001 Golf, we're starting our descent.
Okay, so we're okay there. Now we've got these polygons that aren't quite lining up to where we want them. The points are in the wrong place. They're not nicely wound up. Now if I zoom in, that point is. Yes.
187 uniform, contact Scottish.
So I didn't really reference them in the right place. So tell you what we'll do.
18780,
Shit.
187 uniform. Bye-bye.
It's gonna wreck it now, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Okay. So I need to go some reversing.
Jet speed 193, resume navigation. Figsy.
Right. I need to reverse what I've done. You know, get the discs right.
Ryanair 354 Tango, direct to battery. 2 battery, Ryanair 354. 4 Charlie Tango, when you're ready,
Right.
send for level 200.
Okay, and I can see we've got them there as well, that's fine. So I need to make sure they're on the same trajectory, polygon wise, as the new circles there. Let's make them a bit bigger as well. Right, let's try and do them again. Yeah, so if I come out to there, on that same angle, the point will be in the right place, see? There you go. Yeah, so I'll come out a bit bigger this time.
Annex 184 Hotel, when you're ready, send for level 180.
Let's just try that. Let's just try 20 mil. Right, let's have a look at that. Is this pointing? Yeah. Is it? I'll tell you how to find out. If we go on the point. Yeah, we're okay. Right, so we've done that one. Let's see what it's like compared to the rest of the stuff. We're upside down and inside out and everything else.
Gamlock 4415, when you're ready, send for level 200, level 10 miles before lip going.
Right, so yeah, we're a bit closer now, a bit closer to there. So the wire can go down. Yeah, I think I like that idea. So the wire can be soldered underneath. It can be awkward to solder, but solder it first. It's already soldered, so but solder it, then put the spindle in after. And you've got to wrap your wire around, and then we're going to need a way in here to come through to solder your wire on. Yeah. So it might make it awkward. Anyway, let's go with that. So let's carry on undoing what we've just undone, or carry on doing this. Right, so we want another one in here now, the same length as that one.
November 168 Quebec Sierra, pilot's discretion, descend flight level 300, level by AltNet. Okay, descend flight level 300, level by AltNet, 168 Quebec Sierra.
So we want to follow the same line. That's not going to be easy, because, oh yeah, that's the red one. I want to go to... Is that, no, that's not happening like that, is it? Hang on, something's not quite right. Right, here it is.
November 901 Golf, descend flight level 180, level Zurich. 180 by Zurich, November 901 Golf.
So we want to come, I want to stay fixed like that. We want to line it up with that, the biggest one. Is it that one? Let's try that, see if they line up. Yes, they do. You can see if you try and put a line between them. Yeah.
Speed 193.
So that's what we want.
123.980.
Right, so we can
123.980, just 3193, good day.
Can use them. And we need to go up to there. Like that. Yeah. And we want this one to come down to there. To there. Okay, so we've got that. And we want right, we need to clean it up a bit. So we want to get rid of the geometry in there. Let's just clean it up. Alright, so we've cleaned it up a bit. Right, now we've got to do this bit again now. We haven't got to, but I need to get it done. If I find a problem, I need to sort it out before just making the geometry. Need to just clear it up. So get rid of these extra bits. Okay. Extra bits of unwanted geometry. Right, that's that got rid of. Now we're going to have to go through all this and get rid of all the non-manifold edges. Right. Let's look at it in. Let's look at it in out of X-ray mode. So we want to get rid of that. Is that going to let us get rid of that? Let's see. No, definitely not. Oh, we didn't intersect it with the model, did we? So we want to do. We want to intersect that. Can I just intersect the face with the model? No, because we haven't selected anything. So if I select that and that, then intersect the face with the model. No intersection found. Oh, maybe it's already intersected. Ah, it's the top I need to intersect, sorry. So, let's intersect the faces with the model. Let's put a line there now, that's right. So now it's got the line there, because that was attached to this line. I should be able to get rid of that line. Yeah, without causing any... Oh, there's a bit of upset. Right. And that's because there's a problem here with the drawing. Yeah, problem with the drawing. That's more my problem. Let's do this end. Intersect the face with the model. Okay, now can I get rid of this one? Let's have a look. Have we got some... No, we've managed to get rid of that one. And for some reason we've got this rogue thing here now. That was weird where that came from. Oh, see what I've done? Selected that there. So this is why you have to select it bit by bit. Might have already been there all the while, not seen it.
Ryanair 87 Alpha Alpha, climb level 310. Level 310, 87 Alpha.
Right, so we got rid of that. We've got these two bits now. I want the wire to be able to be guided in. So we're going to have to
November 901 Golf,
bring that in
127.955.
1 mil.
127.955, November 901 Golf, next level, good night.
And we'll
Ryanair 644 Victor, what's your requested level?
drag that one
We're
down.
requesting level 410, Ryanair 644 Victor.
0.5 of a mil, I think. Yeah, that's it. And we'll do the same with this one. Right, here we go. 1 million. And push that up 0.5 of a mil, that's it. That gives us a bit of somewhere for the wire to slip in and out of, like a, does look like a spool.
Ryanair 644 Victor, climb level 410.
Need to reverse the face on that. Right, I better save it, I suppose. Let's just reverse the face. It's not finished yet. Right, let's just save it. I'll keep. Oh yeah, I'm going to put some holes in for the bearings as well.
Ryanair 87 Alpha Alpha.
Less surface, so it'll actually roll instead of. Right, there's something going on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this outer bit a minute. Sort out these bits here. Right, so we've got, it actually goes over. Why does it go over? What is it showing me there? Not sure. Oh, that's the old diameter. Yeah, that's right. But I've also got the smaller diameter, which we don't want. Yeah, we don't want that. Can I just get rid of that?
Charlie Tango, contact Dublin 135.655. Bye-bye.
No.
655. Yeah,
Can't get rid of that yet. That's not part of the... I need to interface the faces. Yeah, I couldn't interface it there because there's nothing there. Right, so what I should have done was not join this up yet.
Contact London now 132860. Good day.
Right.
132860.
Where's the... Yeah, it's probably because I'm not in the right place. Yeah, it's awkward. Bit awkward. Right. Let's just put that back over here. Maybe that was better. I don't know.
Ryanair 354 Tango, speak to Dublin 135.655. Good day.
Yeah, it's not. Intersect the face with a model.
Ryanair 5 Yankee Whiskey, when you're ready, descend level 180 level Civic. Ready to descend level 180 to be level 5 Yankee Whiskey.
Still hasn't done that right, has it? Right, I need to get rid of a few surfaces here. Right, I need to go zoom in a bit. There's a bit missing.
Come on 4415, your speed. Correction, contact Dublin 135.655. Bye-bye. 135.655, come on 4415, good night.
And there's a bit missing over here.
Quebec Sierra, contact London 129.430. Bye-bye. 129.430.
Right, now we've got some coloured stuff that's the wrong shading. So maybe I can do it by drawing a line and then selecting. No, I can't select it. I need to go in. I'll have to zoom in. Now I can select this. Reverse the face. No, it was already right as it was. I'll have to just smooth, yeah, do it that way. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but anyway. Right. So that's what happens if you join two faces together that weren't designed that way. Right, so yeah, we've got a bit going on there. That's okay.
Annex 184 Hotel, contact Scottish.
Right, we've got some extra surface. This extra surface here, we don't want it. That bit there, we don't want that. Can we just get rid? Yeah. Right, and we don't want this one here either. Oh, we do need, yeah, we do need that. Hang on, which bit don't we need? Yeah, that's the alignment. I know what we don't need. We don't need that. Because that's all part of the same thing, I think. No, we need that. No, let's get rid of that. Yeah. Right, that's it. So that's all part of this. The disc is now part of the shaft. But what we don't need is this one. Can we get rid of that? Yes, we can get rid of that. That's good. Right. Yeah, so it's all part of the shaft, and now we don't need. Right, we don't no longer need. We don't need that bit there, according to that. Yeah, we don't no longer need that there. Can I get rid of it? Yeah, that's good, because that's all part of the same thing now. It's all hollowed out. Right. So there shouldn't be a surface here. Yeah, it's all part of the same plastic. What else can we get rid of? Yeah, there's more to get rid of. That there. No, that's... I'm not... I've got to go in the model. Right, and get rid of that there. Right, so we've got rid of that. Come out of the model. So, this is all one piece of plastic. And we've got a surface on it. Yeah, we don't want that surface there either. So we're going to have to go into there. Into that. And can we select? Yeah, got to get rid of that surface. Because that's not something we want. I don't think. No, because it's all one piece of plastic.
Under control, very good evening, JetBlue 1107, flight level 330.
And there's another bit
JetBlue
here.
1107 on the good evening.
That's supposed to be part of this plastic as well.
Now direct to ORZEB. So direct to ORZEB for the Zurich 1 hotel arrival.
So, I don't know if that's part of it or not. See if we can select that. Actually, there's two lots there. Why is there two lots?
Flight level 380, direct north. Comjet 317 on the same street to ACOP, and then Axis for the Axis 1 Mike 1 Manchester.
Can I just get rid of that? I need to zoom in, see if that's a separate... What have we got there? Can't tell. No, that's the whole thing. Maybe that's hollow already. Yeah, so we need it to not have a surface on it. And I think there's a surface here. Let's get rid of that surface. Oh, yeah, that surface has got to go.
Level 310, level by Manic, Berlin 1 Victor Yankee.
Yeah, that surface has got to go. We don't want a manifold there.
Hello, Shamrock 1 Yankee Golf.
Right, so what have we got now?
150, Shamrock 1 Yankee Golf.
Yeah, we've got the solid plastic round there. Solid plastic round there. Solid plastic, and does that look like a surface or not? No. And that should be hollow as well. Yeah, it looks good.
Good morning, United 1.
Okay. Yeah, all that's got to be.
United 122, London, good evening. Direct to Jet Zurich 1 Hotel.
Let's have a look. We've lost a surface. Yeah, we've lost our surface there. We've took a surface off that we shouldn't. Oh, probably wasn't integrated with a model. Can't see how far back that went wrong.
Blue Max 293. When you're ready to send flight level 200, level 10 miles before.
Not too far back.
Already sent flight level 210 miles before. Let's go. Blue Max 293.
Right, so yeah, so it's in there. We don't want that surface in there, so obviously that. So we've got to select all that there somehow. All that there. And that. Oh, it's hollow anyway, isn't it? Is it hollow anyway?
Come up 1 Yankee Golf, class level 3408. Airplane 340, so 1 Yankee Golf.
It's got some dots, so we need to intersect the faces with the model. Oh, that's better. And we need to zoom in. Zoom in and get rid of. No, it's all part of the same thing for some reason. I wonder why that's still part of that. Shouldn't be a surface there. See if I can select it. I'm in. No, I can't unselect it. For some reason. Right, let's try and work out why. Let's just come around the other way. Why won't it let me unselect that? Ah, it's probably something to do with this here. Ah, that's right. I've got to get rid of this edge first. That edge is not supposed to be there. That's why. Just get rid of this edge. Okay. Now, is that... Hang on, that's the top edge. What about this one? Let's go back the other way. Yeah, so we've got a surface there we don't want. Not that one. I want that one. This gets a bit awkward. I need to get rid of that one. So yeah, that edge needs to come off. Yeah, that's gone. Right, okay, so we've got rid of that edge. Just save that. Right, next edge to get rid of. Have we got them all? Have we done it? I can't tell from here. So no, we don't want the manifolds. So we got rid of that. Hang on, that was that one there we got rid of, wasn't it? I can't remember which one we got rid of now. Well, that looks good. Now, is there another surface? There's not one there, you can tell. There's not one there. There's not one there. Looks like there's one there still. Yeah. There's one there, so I need to zoom into that. Zoom into there. And I need to select that surface, if that is the surface. No, it's selected the whole thing. Right. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's still got it set, so we're not quite right there. Something a little bit wrong. It's not joined up.
Alpha Control, good evening. Spanish 434 Heavy, flight level 380 on Costa Libre.
So I've got to actually select
Spanish
that.
434 on the control, thank you.
Select that there. Try and intersect the faces with the model. It didn't say there wasn't nothing to intersect, so it might have done it. And normally when I do that, it puts another surface back again. So maybe I can get in there to get rid of that surface now. It should only select. It should only select the square bit. Selecting it all. Selecting everything, all this as well. So it's either doing it because it's not on the same level. Maybe we've got a discrepancy. Maybe. Can't see it. Tell you what we'll do. I'll take the surface out of this one temporarily, so I can see the bottom. Yeah, it's selecting everything. It's just not intersecting. It's not intersecting this bit with that bit. I thought I'd already done that. Let's try again. Intersect the faces with the model. Didn't say there was nothing to intersect. Right. Ah, there we go. That's what we want. Want to be able to get rid of that surface there, because it'll come up as an error when you try and slice it. So we delete that surface. Now I can put this surface back by doing that. I'll have to get rid of that. Yeah, so we're back in again. So what we need to do now is come out of X-ray mode, see if we've got any weird edges that need to be reversed. Yes, there's one. Right, let's have a look. Everywhere else looks okay. Ah, we've got an extra surface now in there, look. Ah, it's that surface. So we've done the top one, we've got to do the same with the bottom one now. Right. Yeah, we've got to do the same with this bottom bit now. So let's just do the same with the bottom bit. Intersect the faces with the model.
Yeah, blue 1107, when ready, descend.
And that's come back again, look at that.
Speed 280 knots or greater.
Can you believe that, eh?
Alright, when ready, descend file 270 and in transition speed 280 knots or greater, JetBlue 1107.
I'm not going to do that, I'm going to get rid of it manually because I end up taking some selection of something else out with me, causing havoc. Don't know why that keeps coming back. Oh, probably because I undid it. I undid a load of work, didn't I, and then not just repaired the bit, so that's why it's there. Right, okay. So we've intersected it, so in order for me to see it, I can either delete this bit. Let's just try that. Let's delete that so we can see the bit in there that needs to be gone. Yeah. Or we can go into X-ray and try and do it. Right, so that's it. So we've got an extra line there we didn't want. Oh, it's that surface. Is that the surface? Is that the bottom? What is that? No, that's something we don't want there. So that needs to go.
Ryanair 7882 Zulu, when ready, descend file 200,
So does that.
level 10 miles before, let's go.
I don't know why we got all this back again. It's weird.
10 miles level before, let's go, Ryanair 7882 Zulu.
Because we've intersected the faces with the model, and what's happened is the face that we intersected was not the one we wanted to intersect. It shouldn't have been there, and it's found it. So get rid of all this. Doesn't really matter, but you want the model to be clean. So when it tries to print it, it might see it. Might see that it's trying to. It wants to slice it there. It wants to not.
United 122 when
not
ready,
print it there. So that's the bottom.
Transition speed 270 knots or less.
Right, so we're okay there. I just need to put the surface back here. Right.
That's all correct. Expected level is 140.
Okay, so there's the new spindle. Looks like a new spindle, I think. We need to check it still. Need to check it in 3D. Tell you what, we'll go to 3D and in monochrome. Tell you what, we'll come out of monochrome first. Come out of X-ray. See if we've got any wrong facing faces. Wrong facing faces. That looks like a wrong facing face, doesn't it? Yeah, that was a wrong facing face.
Downrock 1 Yankee Golf, when ready, descend flight level 200, speed level 10 miles.
Any more wrong? Oh, we've got to put the holes in the ball bearings yet. Okay. Oh, and we've got to put a hole here to get the wire up to solder to that tab. Yeah, so we need to cut a bit of something here. It's going to be awkward. Very awkward. Anyway,
Imagine
trying to mill that out on a CNC with a bit of aluminium. Good luck with that.
Right, top jet 317, when ready, descent level
Right.
330. When ready, descent level 330, top jet 317.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to let's put these holes in here. Now the ball bearings are gonna sit in a bit as soon as I make the hole. So we'll put a bit of less friction. Right, so we want a bit of an hole. What's that? 2mm, so a 4mm hole. It's a 6mm bearing.
United 1,
We'll go with that.
Start and slow descent now, please. We'll begin the descent, Ned 122.
We'll go with that. I don't know if I need all these holes, but I'll leave them there because if you don't use them, if you don't put the bearings in, you've always got the option to put the bearing in if you want to. And if you don't want to, leave them out or put as few or as many. Balance wise, it's better if you've got 4. Friction wise, either none, well, 1 if it's manual. Stepper motor, take them out. It might work better like this now, it's a little bit looser. The stepper motor might be okay with the bearings in, so I need to go in there, bring that up to there. And these two. So the bearings just sit in there, they don't actually push in, they just rest in there. So slightly a bit less friction at the top, but it's going to alter the play on it there. I might find I've got to make another one and put this up. So before I solder everything up, I'll try the bearings in, see if it'll still click. Right, we need a hole now. So let's come out a minute. Alright, come out of X-ray mode. Sorry, go back into that mode. Alright, save. Two hours. No drop frames, 2 hours, that's alright. Right, so we need the wire comes out of here, soldered there, and it comes down. Then it goes around here, then up and in. And you've got to get your wire to poke through. So basically you'll have to, you'll have this out. That'll be soldered to there. And while it's out, you'll wind it round once and poke it through a hole and solder your wire on. That's easier said than done when you haven't got much space. Let's have a look how much space we got. 5mm. Just enough room to get your solder iron in. Right, okay, so we need a hole here. We still need to guide the wire now. Some of this is defunct because when you've got the stepper motor, let's move the mouse. So when you've got the stepper motor, the wire coiled round it, that's fully coiled round at the minute, isn't it? And now it's unwinding the wire. And it's only at this point it starts to be a problem. It starts going up and over instead of, because there's no guide on it yet. While it's tight like that, it's no problem, but I need it to be a little bit not so tight. We've already sorted that out by making the shaft diameter smaller so it will go around it better. And round there it's contained. Round there it's okay, and it's okay there. So it's only the last two really that are a problem. It's only them last two. See what it does. So it got to go. That's fine there, but the wire needs to be held in place so it guides it underneath. Maybe because I've made it shorter, make the diameter thinner of the shaft, I can get away with a bit less cable, just a bit less, maybe 1 centimetre less, so there's less to push out. There is space for it, but only if the guides hold it in place. Anyway, it's going to be a trial and error thing, so we'll have to see if we can sort that out. I'll print one out, we'll try it. Right, I was going to show you all the shafts I'd made so far, wouldn't I? Right, here you go. There'll possibly some more there. Right, so we've got the red one, and we've got they're not in the right order. Another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. I ought to put them in the right order, really. And another one, and another one, and the last one. So, yeah, all useless. Anyway, right. So, and there's about to be another one that's in the stepper motor now. That's another one that's useless. And I've also got 3 of these. 3 of these, all incremented. So yeah, just to get something that'll work. Oh dear, just to get something that'll work. And this might be a disastroso. If this, yeah, it might have its own problems. Anyway, we'll try it. Oh, I've got to put a hole in yet. Let's stick a hole in.
Blue 1107 when ready.
So we'll do that by, I don't know how. Let's go into here. Don't forget the hole, David, otherwise you'll be printing it all for nothing. Right, so we'll come to there, like that, and
Spanish 434, contact Shannon, frequency
don't know where it needs to be, sort of there.
135230, Spanish 434. Goodbye,
So we'll come out 2 mil, 2.5 mil. I'll make a, that's it, quite a big hole because I need some space. Right, so that's a hole. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's not go all the way, otherwise we'll have a bit of a problem. So we'll go 2.25. That's it, and it lets me keep the surface intact. Right, so I've got a hole. No, we haven't. Where's it gone? I haven't got a hole because I forgot to put a bezel on it. So it needs to go. I need to be able to get at it. How can I get at both surfaces at once? Yes, just about do it, can't I? There to there. Now it should be a hole. Can't tell because the other surface is white too. So we'd have to go in and have a look. Yeah, we've got the hole. Right, so we've got the hole. Now, do we need any other holes in it? Not really, and this doesn't need to be like that. It could just as well be a curve. Do we leave it like that or make it into a curve? Let's just make it into a curve. Let's just do that with it, why not? Get rid of that. Okay. Now we've probably got a problem with the surface again. Let's take the surface off here. It's quicker to do it like that. Have we got a problem with the surface? No, we haven't. It's okay. We haven't got a problem with the surface. Okay, that's all right then. So there's our 2 stops. We did say there was. Did we say there was a problem with the stop? We couldn't find a problem. We think it's the way I drilled it out by hand. So we will get the same problem, but I need to mill out a new bottom plate.
Fly heading on 265 degrees, descend now for 34 today.
Right, and we've got
Okay, descend now,
slight discrepancy here. We got what we got here. 0.953, and here we've got 1.05. So we need the calculator. Let's get the calculator out. No, that's not it. Calculator. Right. Calculator, where are you? There you go. So we want these two the same thicknesses, really. Yeah. Same thickness. Actually, do we want the same thickness? Yeah. So all we've got to do is work out what size it is now. 1.05, and we've got 0.953.
Control, good evening, Singapore 21, select level 352.
1.05 minus 0.953 equals. So we need to reduce this by 0.097. Okay, 0.097. Was that right, or was there more? Yeah, that's it. Okay, and which has made this one a little bit higher, which is what I want to allow a bit more height to. That's it. So we'll have to choose the fixing the right height so it doesn't drag.
C213, London Control, thank you.
Okay, so I'll give it the once over. Yeah, we're okay. So it's going to be a bit more difficult to wire up. Now I could put a slot in it. Yeah, it's going to be awkward. I could put a slot here, but then it might catch the wire. It shouldn't do. It just needs a guide. But we'll leave it as it is. Right, so we're okay so far. Right, okay, so we've gained a little bit on the diameter to wrap the wire around. It's not a lot, but it's just enough. Right, I think we need to see it in 3D one last time. Sorry, X-ray. X-ray one last time, make sure there's no weird surfaces. Don't think there is. Yeah, I can't see any. Yeah, I think we're alright. Yeah. I think we're okay. Right, that'll do then. Right, so we'll leave it at that. Let's just come out of X-ray and get that into. Shall we smooth it? Oh, we lost a few little bits of things there. That's okay. So I'll just have a look at it and we'll export it yet again for the umpteenth time. Right, shaft. We want the antenna switcher shaft with a copper strip. That's the one. Save. Okay. Right, let's put all back together. Stop outputs and clamps, lid, and actuator. Oh yeah, because the actuator's gone a bit higher this time as well, so we got a bit more clearance. Yeah, I wanted to do something else with this, but that's a different item. Yeah, I wanted to look at that as well. So what we're going to do now is just save that one last time. Go over to Bamboo Studio. So let's get the wake it up. Wake it up. Right, why has it gone dark? Turn the lamp on. Eee. Right, so we want to import. Right, new project. Import. Let's import this STL file, Antama shaft with a copper strip. Let's just make sure date and time is right. 2051 24th, that's the one. Now it hasn't complained about manifold edges being and it wanted to repair it because we've taken care of that in SketchUp. We've made sure there's no manifold edges.
7159 under control, thank you.
So I think we're doing alright. Look, it's a complicated thing, isn't it? You could lose probably some of these, but we'll leave them on for now. Right, okay.
Good evening, Shamrock 179.
We'll splice it up.
Shamrock 179 under control, thank you. Club 210 report requested.
Yeah, it wants some support material.
Shamrock 179.
Right, so we'll have to splice it again because it needs support. You can't 3D print into free space. Be interesting in zero gravity. Well, flying around the planet 17,000 miles an hour. Whether you could 3D print into free space then. I doubt it. Probably find that it just flies around because I don't know. Maybe somebody's took a 3D printer into space and done some 3D printing. Maybe. So what we can do now, we can just bring it down and have a look through. Zoom in a bit.
Flying flight level 300, is that your requested?
To make sure it's what we're expecting.
Logan 837 Papa, that's the route direct to Aptic.
So far so good, I think. Yeah, that's it. I think that's alright. So we want the white again. It's already white anyway, but we'll white ABS. PLA is no good for this. It's too brittle. This ABS is flexible. You can't snap it. Not easy. It's sort of like chewy stuff. It won't. It's not brittle, so it's ideal for this. Right, so we're going to do that. Let's just send it to it. Could put it on faster print, but I'm not in a rush. I'll tell you how long it's going to take in a minute. Connection failed. Busy downloading. Yeah, it's not failed, it's just slow. It's the cloud surface. People all around the world using the same service to print their...
179, class 340.
Right, that's going to take longer this time. 47 minutes, because we put them extra bits in. You can change the speed here. You can go sport mode or ludicrous. Or you can even slow it down, but I'll just leave it alone. I don't want to wear the printer out by making it go crazy. So we'll leave it like that. Let that carry on for a bit. I haven't cleaned the bed, so it might not stick. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Alright, we'll keep an eye on that. Right, so going back to the stepper motor fitting. If I hide the stepper motor,
205 degrees and when ready, flight level 350
so the stepper motor add-on.
Lexi 213, route direct to Coxie.
Yeah, so we've got that sticking out, and your fixings. So upside down. This is the manual one without the stepper motor, but it'll be the same thing you use. You just add the stepper motor attachment. You've got to be able to fix it now. Do you undo the 4 screws and put some new ones in? But you'll end up, the ones that supplied with this will be short, and the ones that supplied with the stepper motor add-on will be longer ones. So it makes sense to leave these alone. So leave them alone, but then you need more ways to fix it. So the stepper motor add-on, let's have a look in 3D. It's difficult to see. Yeah, so ideally you leave the bottom alone and just fasten this, push that in and fasten some different fixings to somewhere else. Where though? Actually, yeah, we could put one. Yeah, we could put some there. Yeah, we could have an extra fitting there. We've got one there, but we haven't got one there. We've got one there, and we haven't got one there. Okay, so that can be done. We can put another 4 fixings in. It means you're using up a brass insert when you might not be needing it, but at least you give the user the option to upgrade the thing or add their own stepper motor, whatever they want to do. They've got their own printer, they print it themselves. Yeah, so if I just go ahead and put these holes here and have a pass through on the, I've got to do this bottom plate again anyway. So I have a pass through. Well, when assembling, you don't put the screws in there, you just put them there. And then the bottom piece comes with, this bottom piece comes with, yeah, so that needs to be a cavity. So that screw will be there, like that, sticking out. So the plastic here would have to have a bend round it. Yeah. Either a bend round it or to clear the head. So you just mount it over and fasten it in there and there and over there and at the back. Yeah, let's just keep an eye on what's going on here. What's it doing? Cleaning the nozzle. That's alright. Yeah, so, but I have to make this a slightly different shape. So, are there any fixings there? Hang on. Optional contact. Right, so I need to just have a look. No, so I've got the big fixings in the same place as the small ones. So they'd have to come over to here, which means I'd have to print all this stuff again. Yeah, so I'd have to print. I'd have to reprint all these out with an extra hole here. Yeah, extra hole there. And I wanted to print them out anyway. I've still got to sort out the grounding. I was going to increase this a little bit. Now, it's either that idea for the grounding, or we use. Or we have 2 washers. We leave them where they are. Have 2 washers, and have a solid core wire that wraps around, goes to this one, wraps around, goes to that one, wraps around, looks a bit unsightly, all the way around. And then we still need to connect the lid to the, so the base lid, let's come out from the other way. let's get rid of the lid off it. So the stop, I just wonder, can this stop be used to attach the wire? Where is it? Oh, I can't even see the stop anymore. I can't see it because it's discs. Inside the shaft. So yeah, so we've got the feed coming in. Yeah, possibly that could be a wire round and round to there. So it could be then. How would you do the lid? So the lid hasn't got a particular spare place for it.
5 degrees, so 78 November Lima. So next 78 November Lima, that's correct. D7425 today.
So, yeah, you've got to connect the lid still. Yeah, so as a fixing, it'll have to have a fixing hole. So the lid will have to have one of these holes as well. But it can't be there because it gets in the way of the actuator. So when the actuators, hang on, put the shaft back. Yeah, it can't be that, so it's got to be somewhere else. Yeah, it's got to be close to here. Somehow we've got to fasten that to the ground. Somehow. So there's going to have to be an extra fixing.
Level 200, be level by Urkham. I know you send 200 level beam Urkham to Channel 5 tonight.
So we could do the bottom one. Because the shaft, it's not going to get nowhere near that. It can only go one way or the other, so I don't know. Anyway, there's a few things to work on still. Let's just have a look what's going on here. Oh, we're okay. It managed to do its test run, and it's stuck to it. So let's, yeah, let that carry on for a bit. Yeah, so anyway, 2.5 hours. So we'll let that print. I don't know what to say now. That's it. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Just give this a once over again. So we've got another shaft cooking. Let's say it's cooking. It does get warm. It's cooking. Oops. Keep dropping at these things. This PLA stuff. It's very slippy stuff. Not PLA. Oh, that is PLA. ABS. No, that's PLA. Right, so press the button and
EC73 Tango Victor contact Bristol 125.
yeah, so that'll do for tonight. So the next time you see it, it'll have these discs to hold the wire, just to guide it in place. And I have to mill out another bottom plate. And I've got to decide how the lid and the bottom plate are going to attach to the earth, so I've got to work that out. And if you hold it in, you get like that. And if I home it, press the other button. Oh, it's already homed, that's why. So it's going through the pattern, so I'll have to tighten it up. That's fully clockwise to 7. If I press home, it's just going to go all the way back. It's going to do its little jolt thing, single step in to try to get there. Yeah. Oh well, let's show you the continuity on it. Now we've been playing with it. Right, let's get the meter. When I adjusted it last time, the continuity was pretty good after. Yeah, continuity was really. I gave it that little bit extra, and it made it okay. Famous last words. Demo. Right. Let's put a patch lead on it. I use the patch lead. Oh, I can't this time. No, I can't because the crocodile clips are in use. So I'll have to hold it. I'll have just to hold them in. So where's the there's the feed line, that one. So I've got the feed line in there. Let's unravel these. Why do probe leads always get tangled? Is it just me, or does everyone's probe leads every time get tangled? Doesn't matter if you split them apart, and you still get tangled. So I'm coming in on the feed line, on the red. Alright, I've got to try and hold it still and grab it.
When you're ready,
And it fell out again.
And ready to send for level 200, level by Aircom, Shamrock 179.
I'm trying to hold it like difficult to hold. Need 3 hands. Oh God, can't grab it. Right, I've got it. So now who's going to press the button? Right, so it's currently on this one. You can see the copper strip. Let's just put it in. We've got a nice bleep. 0 ohms. Hang on. How do I? Can I? Hang on. This gets funny. This is hilarious. Oh my God! Things you do. Right. So you got 0 ohms there on the meter. Right. Let's pulse it to the next one. I can't see what I'm doing. Pulse it to the next one. Right, and try the next one. 0 ohms, and the next one. 0 ohms. That's always a good thing. The next one. 0 ohms. I'll pulse it away. Put it back where it was. So that one's gone. Now into where it's just switched to. 0 ohms, and one more. Oh no, 2 more. 0 ohms. So that was the same one, and now it's gone to this one. 0 ohms. So you can see. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll push it into there. I'll leave it there. You got 0 ohms, and I'll move it away. And I'll move it back again. And of course the probe's gonna fall out. Right, I'm moving it back and away and back and away and back. Got 0 ohms in the ear. Oh my God. All the way back round and back again. And the probes fell out. One last time. Here we go. There you go. So I'd use that on my radio. I'd use that. Yeah, but you do have to home it first. It does the auto home. It's got to do auto home. So let's build the next spindle, fit that, and hopefully it'll prevent the... So print the next nozzle and fit it, and hopefully it will... That'll finish printing. I'll do that later. I'll probably want not tonight, maybe tomorrow. And so all we've got to do then, once we've got that spindle in, is, and if it works and the wires don't get caught, if it doesn't get caught, it should be alright, because it's going to come in on the feed. Which is the feed now? Hang on. It's that one there, isn't it? No, there it is, the green one. It's difficult to see with it with the chassis clamps on. The green one is the feed in. It's just going to come down, and then hang on, let's get rid of the SOs a minute. We want the SOs back, and we want the outputs gone. So it's going to come in, soldered to there. It's got to come down a bit and cranked. Go around the back and around the front, then around here, then up through the hole, and soldered to that.
Level 190, what is your requested?
Now, when you've got the in and out right to make this fit, what I'll do is once your wire's soldered on the back, is put a solder blob here to stop it moving out that way, so it's fixed. Once you've got that right, yeah. And put as many as ball bearings or not as you want. Stepper motor, you don't need them. I will try the stepper motor with one bearing in, because I've got a fear now I've freed it up here, it'll actually move. And I've not greased it yet, so it'll probably still move with the stepper motor. It'll give it that extra bit of a click, but that's more for when you're using it manually without the stepper motor add-on. Without the stepper motor add-on, yeah. So we've got this to do, sort out making this fit without. So I'll do that on the next one. Let's put it all back together. Alright. Okay, so, oh, hang on, we're missing something. The outputs, right. And then what we can do is laser engrave the top as well. Laser engrave the incomer, the feed, and then the antenna 1, 2, 3, 4, wherever it is. Hang on, where's this? No, that's the green one, isn't it? There. No, there's the green one. Yeah, that's the incomer. That's so. That one will be the feed in. That'll be antenna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll probably make a more elaborate one of these as well. So anyway, that's going to be it for tonight. It's got to be. Have a good weekend. And let's go back over to the thumb. I'll just save that. Save that and go back over to the thumbnail. Okay, so stepper motor and fine tune. So fine tuning was the fine tuning of the design to make it switch better. So we've got some more bits to do. A new shaft. This coil here will be sandwiched between two discs. Stop it wandering, basically wandering up and down. So yeah, sort of make it more reliable. And we've got to trim, possibly, we might not have to trim the wire a tiny bit. Anyway, so that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching and have a good one, and maybe another one tomorrow, you never know. Alright then, bye for now, ta-ra.
Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.